Hello everybody, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a co-op hunt, and we're going to be facing Diablos. And that's, well, what we're going to be doing. I'm also going to show off the food system, because if you played Monster Hunter before, you know how essential food normally is in the beta. I don't remember if it actually gave you bonuses or not, but it is a really nice cutscene. Much better than the old one that I'm used to. I think it said you got some skill boosts, so I guess it was worth it. And I figured going against Diablos, kinda need all the advantages we can get. So while I was eating, my partner was off. Well, I think he was trying to find Diablos, because we agreed before, and we're gonna go try and find Diablos. Now, I will say that he's every bit as annoying as he was before. His biggest danger that we found was the big charge. Excuse me, not because it was particularly difficult to dodge, at least not for me, but because of how fast he does it. He has like no wind-up. It seems like he doesn't have a wind-up for it, so we ended up just kind of like, I ended up mostly just kind of like eating stuff, and I got greedy at certain times, and you know, that's how it goes. In Monster Hunter, you get greedy, usually you end up getting hit. Now, actually finding Diablos, not too hard to do, at least it wasn't in the beta. By the way, Glasgow was the one that told me that apparently they're doing another beta on like December 22nd. So, that, I said next week we're going back to schedule. Well, let's see, today's the 16th. Yeah, we'll probably stay on schedule, but I'll be recording more Monster Hunter World Beta, assuming that's correct, and I assume that it is, considering he's never steered me wrong intentionally before, so I doubt he'd start now. But as you can see, this little glider mantle, it doesn't save a whole lot of time except for certain areas, but when you get to an area where it helps, it's really nice, saves a lot of time. That, and I just think it's a funny animation, the way you just kind of like dangle your legs and kick like that. But yeah, as far as finding Diablos, all you gotta do is get to the big middle area. You remember that sinkhole I told you about where I said this place, like down here to the left? There's a really easy way of summoning him if you want to fight him. All you got to do is get some rocks. I was looking for rocks, like, where are the rocks at? Because last time I pulled with the rocks that you find around here, I was looking for something for my slinger. Because all you got to do is get slinger ammo, and then fire at the things flying above you. Pretty sure. Why? Well, you'll see why. And this plays again into the ecosystem thing as to just, that's pretty cool. Apparently I didn't find any rocks yet. I was really searching hard. I was like, okay, screw it. I can't find any rocks. I'm just going to go down the long way. Whee, and slide down. There he is. Now, if you do the other one, they start screeching very loud, and he busts up from underneath the ground. Okay, that's normally what happens. But if you go down here, obviously, that don't happen. Did I mention that Diablos hits like a truck? Because he hits like a truck compared to the other bosses. And he has a hell of a lot of health. Now, he doesn't have a whole huge range of attacks. It's just what attacks he does have are kind of difficult to get out of the way of, unless you know exactly what you're doing. The burrow thing, usually I just take off in a sprint and end up diving. Normally you can avoid that. His most dangerous, like I said, is the charge. Almost immediately after the charge, he almost always does the tail whip, though, twice, which has extraordinarily long, wide arcs. That's the charge right there. And he should be doing a tail swipe immediately after. Oh, no, I guess not, since glass goes up in the air. I guess he didn't want to do that. If you're behind him, he will do that, though. Like I said, you just gotta try and get out of the way of it, because he has a very wide hitbox that he hits with. And he has a crap load of health. That's the only way I know how to dodge that. You just gotta put your weapon away and just dive for the hills. Dive for the floor, man. Hit the deck. Of course, it makes it somewhat difficult to actually hit him. There's the tail swipe. It makes it somewhat difficult to hit him when you have a very small weapon, because you have to get it in close. But this is nothing new. If you fought Diablos before, you're used to this. If you're brand new to the series, this is probably hell on earth. And I will say, I'll give him credit here. I didn't do very good fighting Diablos my first time, and I think back in Ultimate, I think I died like a minute into the fight, so he's doing really well compared to what I did my first time fighting him. Granted, this wasn't the first time. I think this was like the 4th or 5th attempt, but still, I mean, occasionally we would both faint. It wasn't just me, or it wasn't just him. We were both fainting occasionally. But this was our best attempt, so I decided to show this off because we really did a number on him. But we didn't even get him limping, I don't think. Maybe he did toward the end. It's been a few days. I don't remember now, but I love this fight. It's annoying when he just kind of charge, and you can't get out of the way of it because it's so fast, but he very rarely does that. That's right there, the most annoying attack ever. I did figure out, though, if you have the dual swords, you can kind of just go between his legs like that. Gives you a good opportunity to hit him. Timing's crucial, of course, but you can do that with a dual sword. You just don't really want to stay underneath his legs, or if you do, you want to be behind him. But even if you're behind him, I think the foot can hit you on the, like when he's lifting his foot and going backwards. You can just kind of get slapped that way, so you kind of don't want to stay underneath his feet. Well, where do you want to stay? I don't know. We didn't kill him. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Just saying what I did and what it didn't work. I don't know what actually worked. If I knew what actually worked, we might have killed him. Now, as far as finding Diablos after he's left again, he either goes down in this further cave area or he goes up into the desert. This is the first time I think he went this way, so this was new for us. But you actually kind of want him to go up into the desert. The reason is because that's where he can fight Baroth. And that's kind of what you want him to do. You want him to fight Baroth so you have openings as to where to, like, hit him while he's fighting the other guy. This is one of those bosses I would recommend trying to get them both involved. It sounds counterintuitive, but it does kind of work pretty well. That was pretty cool. I forgot all about that move. To be fair. I was going to say this was not intelligent, but apparently that worked pretty well because I didn't get hit by the tail. I tried using the greatsword. I tried using the hammer. I tried using a lance. I tried using everything I knew how to use, and the dual swords were the thing that did the best, which is funny considering I don't personally think they're very good in this fight, but maybe I'm completely wrong because I'm, still kind of a noob, so I don't know. Yeah, that was a miscalculation. That, not good. You just got to be so careful with your damned approach. It's really nasty. Because otherwise, you just kind of get wrecked. Like that. I was the first one to faint. Oh god, I think I remember what happened here. I think I got lost in this little cove. I'm like, oh god, where do I go? Like, they didn't design this little cove very well, in my opinion. But, I mean, as long as you use the map and you're not kind of dumb like I am, you should be able to get out of here really quickly. You're actually right by where we were, so... Like, you're literally like, you drop down and you're almost there. If I can ever find my way, there we go. Just gotta jump down and you're back in the cave. You're back in action. Assuming, of course, I can remember that little cave he went down before. Which, looking at it, I don't even remember now, so... Never mind. I found him. I thought he was going to charge me. He has such low wind-up on that, you kind of have to preemptively dodge. That's what kept killing me, is that freaking charge. I will say, for the newbies out there, you don't get 9 lives, like in the beta. You actually only get about 3 deaths. After the 3rd death, you usually almost always fail the mission. So if you're in a group and you, like, faint twice, make sure you don't do that in the full release. Like, make sure you don't die again, because you'll have a game over for the whole team if you do that. Not that you're going to get cussed out or anything, especially if you're with me, but, I don't generally like being a liability to the group, so... But in the beta, they at least give you 9. I don't think we ever hit that 9 death mark. I'd say we got up to, like, 4 or 5 a couple times. But this is, we were both stoked trying to fight this thing, because this thing is, well, you can see he's a real dick to fight. He doesn't run as much. He does occasionally run, but that's all monsters, a monster hunter. He doesn't run as much, so you do have a little bit more, I don't want to say leniency on the time limit, but you're probably not going to run out of, well, time, unless you just don't hit him long enough. Which is, well, my case, because you see half the battle is me trying to get near him. And trying to make the approach. One of the best things you can do in this fight is get on top of him. How you do that without a insect glaive, I don't know. But apparently an insect glaive is really nice for this fight. If you're good with an insect glaive, you'd be worth your weight in gold here. Because if I knew he was going to be using an insect glaive, I probably would have used a greatsword to get those big charges off. But I thought he was using guns before, so I thought, I'll try and just get in and get out. You know, try and be a little bit of synergistic going there. While he shoots from a distance, I can poke at his foot kind of thing. I don't know if it was well thought out or not, but that was the idea. And then he used the insect glaive. I'm like, oh, that's good. It's really good against him. I just wish I could use it. Well, competently. I technically can use it, but I'm not very competently. Oh, Jesus. Just watching that made me nervous, because that's what killed me, or made me faint more often than anything. But you can see he doesn't have a big moveset. He just... yeah. What he does have is very deadly. Of course, you gotta take your opportunities where you can get them. Unfortunately... actually, I guess I was rather fortunate. If he went for me, he would have got me. Instead, he went for my feline. It's a feline. It's not a palico. It's a feline. I like felines in these games. They're like the... oh crap, what was that thing in Toukiden 2 they have? They're like the little mascots. I always thought felines were like the little mascots in Monster Hunter. I always thought they kind of copied it, but I don't know. Except felines don't, you know, transform into hideous beasts that I know of. Maybe they did in the storyline one of them I ever played, but in the games I played, they didn't do that. My blades are getting dull, I just noticed. I didn't think I was in that, but I'm guessing the hitbox for his tail was under the ground and I was above it. But yeah, this, in the beta, will test your consumables. If he's right, I'm going to try and kill this thing again. Hopefully I can get Conceived Sorrow and Glasgow to fight this thing with me. And hopefully we can kill it. Don't know if we will, but I have a feeling with the three of us combined we will. Assuming we can all play at the same time. It's kind of hard adjusting our schedules. Considering I'm nocturnal, and the other two have, you know, jobs and lives and... you know, normal schedule lives is what I meant by that. But, I don't so much. I just play during the middle of the night most of the time, which... anyway, we're getting off topic now. If I can get the schedules aligned, we'll be trying to do that, hopefully. I haven't asked them yet, but I assume they'll say, yeah. But I don't want to speak for him. So, yeah, we're just going up to where he ran before, which normally he ran, like, up here in the middle area. Of course, you can also just check the map, but you can see him up there now. That's another piece of advice I'd give you if you haven't played the beta and you want to try it next time. If you lose the monster, look at the map. That's the pushing down the big middle button and your controller that's usually used for menus in games. Try that. And you'll see usually a big icon showing where it is, so you don't get lost like I tend to. So it's a fairly common sense piece of advice, but it's a really nice one, in my opinion. Don't ask me how I missed that. I don't know. I guess I overestimated the reach of these babies. You already know I get greedy. I'm not proud of it, but it happens. I think part of it was because we never really got a lot of his health gone, so I was trying to do what I can because, you know, you can only do so much with this guy at times before you got to get out unless you want to be trampled over like that. Of course, I don't learn my lesson during the actual fight. I learn it after the fight when it's too late. Yeah, when he does the charge, it's really annoying. I could have got out of the way if I'd actually been paying a bit more attention and maybe a little forethought, but I didn't do that. But I will say this is a fun fight. It may not look funny. You're just dying over and over. How's this fun? I don't know. But it's fun to me. We did it like 5 or 6 times, so I'm assuming he had fun too. There he goes. This was a risky hit, but I wanted to try and get every ounce of damage I could get into it, and it did not pay off at all. I think this was the first enemy in the beta where I actually had to use the max potions in my inventory. Obviously, as the name implies, max potions well, they heal you for max. I think that was him putting down a trap. I can't really see, but yeah, that was a really well-made trap. Or well-placed trap, excuse me. So, yeah, this, I'd say between this and Rathalos, I had more trouble with, I want to say Rathalos. Rathalos kicked my butt far more than this guy ever did. I mean, this guy's bad enough, okay? Rathalos is a whole other ballgame. To me. I'm sure some people find him a lot easier. I don't. If you're a gunner, Rathalos is a lot easier because he's up in the air. But, yeah. If you've ever played Monster Hunter before, you know who Rathalos is, or Rathian. I think Rathalos is an evolved form of the Rathian, so he's really like a high-ranked monster, or at least a higher rank than Rathian was. And Rathian was bad enough. In my opinion. I mean, he wasn't terrible. I'm lucky I didn't get trampled there looking at it. I deserve to get trampled. Oh, short range. There we go, I tripped him up. Like I said, this was our best attempt. So, this is as good as it got. And I thought this was really good. Of course, my sharpness is down in the crapper again. And if I go through my items, you'll probably see that, but I was trying to find it. Like, if you ever see me running around a circle, I'm almost always looking for the whetstone. Because, you know, I'm doing jack all for damage right now, so I gotta sharpen my blade, otherwise what's the point of even swinging? I did notice eventually he started using whetstones, and I was proud of him for that, because that's not a very intuitive mechanic right out the gate for most, you know, new players to the franchise, so, you know, that's one of those, that's awesome. There he is. So, this one, I mean, if you killed Diablos, I take my hat off to you, because, well, I've already said pretty much everything I need to say about how difficult this thing is. But, at least he doesn't fly. At least he does not fly. He just runs all over the place, and then takes you with him, because his toe hits you. To be fair, that would be like getting hit with like a bus, because his toe's that big. But, yeah, this... You'll notice I think I'm spending far more time actually healing than I am, like, I don't know, attacking. But I try to redeem myself when applicable. You know how it is. I don't do it very well, but I said try, alright? That's the operative word there. I tried to start abusing that, because I was like, well, that's a lot of damage, it looks like, so I'm just going to keep trying to do that. Adapt, man, you gotta adapt. And then I thought, well, what happens if I slide down while I'm in demon mode? Do I get like an enhanced version of that? I gotta try that. Unfortunately, I don't think I ever got the opportunity, but it was a good idea, I thought, to try that out, you know. But yeah, that tail swipe, that's brutal. I think the reason it doesn't work is because I never learned. I think the reason it doesn't work is because to do the sliding animation, you gotta hit R1. And if you're in demon mode and you hit R1, I think it puts your weapon away and cancels demon mode, so... I don't think it works, but I wanted to try it. Oh, man. Such a fun fight. A little annoying because of, you know, that, but that was like... Well, at least I had invincibility frames, because I would have been cussing up a storm if I died to that. I hate being stun-locked. But that doesn't really ever happen in Monster Hunter unless you get hit repeatedly, and in which case you kind of deserve it a little bit. Unless you got pinned against the wall, then that's just bad luck. See, this is the time where you should be, like, moving. Yeah, I didn't really do that. Apparently he didn't get out of the way in time. I assume he tried to dodge it, but he got caught on the horn like I did before. So at this point, my job is basically try not to get killed and keep him in combat until he can get back here. Oh, he got caught. I was like, what the hell happened? That's one thing I haven't been really abusing that much. You kind of want him up there so he can ram his head into the wall and you get a bunch of free hits on him. But unfortunately, we ran out of time. Like I said, we never actually killed him, but it was a good fight. So thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully, if you're interested in Monster Hunter World, you'll catch my next few beta videos. I might actually put the Rathalos up if you guys want to watch that. Or I can wait till next beta and get more footage. I guess I'll decide later. But yeah, hopefully you guys had better luck with Diablos than we did. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Farewell, until then, good hunting.